All right, welcome to another deep dive. Sometimes we like to, pick a topic that's a little off the beaten path.
Venturing into uncharted territory. Intriguing.
Right. And today we're going to McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's. That's certainly unexpected.
Yeah, no, it sounds a little, mundane maybe, but trust me. All right, I'm all ears. What's the angle here?
So we found this YouTube video, and it's all about ordering at McDonald's. And
Ordering, as in like how to get a burger and fries.
Yep. But the thing is, the way the video breaks it down,
Okay.
it gets into like the language they use, the cultural differences, even how the technology's changing things.
I'm starting to see the potential. The everyday, often overlooked.
Exactly. Right off the bat, the video talks about like the three main ways to order: drive through, the counter, and now everybody's doing the app.
Right.
But here's something I'd never heard before. They said in some parts of Latin America, they call the drive-through Mac.
Mac.
Oh.
Interesting. Like short for McDonald's, I assume. Yeah, I guess so. It makes you think, like, what other slang do people have for that,
Oh, absolutely. Regional variations, it's fascinating, like a little linguistic puzzle.
Okay. But then they get into the menu. And this part I've found, like, surprisingly interesting. The way they describe each item.
Ah, the art of the menu description.
The Mick in everything. How much they emphasize the Big Mac size and, like, how visual the touchscreen menus are these days.
That's deliberate, of course. Branding, psychology, all that.
Right. The video host, they were big fans of the chicken, and they loved using the touchscreen.
So they said, each to their own right.
But here's what's helpful. They actually give you phrases, like English voices, for how to order politely.
Oh, like a little language lesson built in?
Yeah. They even play a clip of an actual order, so you hear how it sounds.
That's a great way to, make it real for people.
Totally. Then there's this whole bit about McDonald's hacks, free refills if you dine in, which...
I did not know that.
Like the condiment station, the drinks, all the choices.
Ugh, the abundance of options. Classic.
So then they show ordering a McFlurry with the app. They point out, like, this special pickup spot for mobile orders and deliveries.
That's become pretty standard, hasn't it? The whole mobile ordering thing.
Yeah. Now, get this. The video host, they were already full from eating McDonald's earlier.
Okay.
But they still went through the drive-thru.
Dedicated researcher, I suppose.
Right. Just to get a small ice cream for their dad, though.
Filial piety.
And again, they include the audio, so you hear exactly what they say. Like, I noticed they use this really polite phrase, "Would you have?"
Interesting. Even the drive-through rush, those little courtesies.
Yeah. They talked about paying with a credit card and Apple Pay. It made me wonder, like, what are the most common ways people pay where you are?
Oh, that's a good question. Definitely varies by location, doesn't it? Some places, it's all about cash still. Others, it's mobile payments galore.
Right. Then there was this observation. I found it kind of funny. The host was talking about how lots of Americans eat in their cars after getting fast food.
Aha, yes. The car-centric culture, as they say.
Yeah. And I thought, is that true everywhere? Or do people in different cultures, like, do they do things differently?
That's a great point to bring up. Food and how we consume it, that's so tied to culture.
Totally. And last thing I got to mention, the host, they were clearly a big ice cream fan, especially vanilla.
The simple pleasures.
They even had a little clip of them enjoying it. It made me crave some. What about you? Any favorite McDonald's treats or fast food guilty pleasures?
Guilty pleasures, you say? Oh, I confess, a good McFlurry. I'm powerless against it.
Okay, yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
But, it's not just about the taste, right? It's like the memories we have with these foods.
Absolutely. The associations, the nostalgia, the whole experience. You've hit on something there.
So we've done a lot in this first part of our McDonald's deep dive. Language, culture, technology, it's all there, just in the act of ordering fast food.
It's remarkable how something so commonplace can reveal so much.
And we're just getting started. In the next part, we're going to dive even deeper into the cultural significance of McDonald's, how this global giant, how it's shaped the way we think about food and dining. Stay tuned.
I'm intrigued. Let's continue this exploration.
All right, welcome back to the deep dive. So, still on the McDonald's train, and this time, we're going a bit deeper,
Beyond the burgers and fries, eh? To the cultural heart of the matter.
Yeah, exactly. How did McDonald's become, like, this thing? It's more than just a restaurant.
It's an icon, for sure. A global phenomenon. And like all icons, there are layers of meaning there.
Right. In this part, we're going to try to unpack some of that. how McDonald's changed how we think about food, eating out, like society as a whole.
Ambitious, but that's what we do here. It's a story that spans decades, continents, really gets into consumerism, cultural exchange, how our tastes have evolved.
So one thing that struck me watching the video was how many different things are on the McDonald's menu these days. It's not just the Big Mac anymore.
Right, right. They've got the classics, but also those regional items, like the McSpicy paneer they mentioned in India, trying to appeal to everyone.
Yeah, it's like they're speaking this universal language of food, but with like little accents here and there. And it's not just the food. The video host also pointed out how McDonald's restaurants can look totally different depending where you are.
Oh, absolutely. They're masters of blending in while still being recognizable. They'll use local architecture, maybe have special menu items just for that area.
Smart, huh? Makes them feel less like a big corporation, more like they belong in that community.
It's that balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Global brand, but with a local touch. I think that's a big part of why they're so successful worldwide.
It's almost like there's a secret formula beyond just the food itself. But okay, let's talk about like the social impact of McDonald's. The video touched on how it's become a symbol of American culture, for better or worse.
Ah, yes, the double-edged sword. McDonald's, for some, it represents capitalism, fast food, globalization itself, so naturally people have strong feelings about it.
Some people love it, some hate it, right? For some, it's cheap, it's easy, it's familiar. Others might think it's like ruining traditional food or, bad for health and the environment.
Precisely. It becomes this mirror reflecting our own anxieties about the world. What it means to you depends a lot on who you are.
And it shows how important it is to think critically about these things. Not just saying McDonald's is good or McDonald's is bad, but like understanding the whole picture,
Nuance, my friend. It's rarely black and white. McDonald's, like anything else, is a product of its time and place. Has its good sides, has its downsides.
Totally. Okay, but let's get personal for a sec. Do you have any early McDonald's memories? Seems like everyone does, whether it's a birthday party or like a late night craving.
Oh, of course. It's so ingrained in our culture, how could you not? For me, it was the play place. As a kid, that was the place to be.
Oh, the play place. Those were the days, slides, ball pits, the whole 9 yards. And, of course, the Happy Meal.
Iconic, right. McDonald's knows how to create those lasting symbols. Appeals to kids, but even adults have fond memories.
It's true. And those golden arches, you can't miss them. No matter where you are in the world, you know what they mean.
Instant recognition. The power of branding, eh? It's more than just a logo. It's this whole idea, a promise, you could say. Burgers, fries, a certain kind of experience.
Almost like a taste of America no matter where you go. But then again, McDonald's has changed to fit in, right? It's not like they're forcing everyone to be exactly the same.
Oh, definitely not. They've had to learn to adapt, offer things people want locally while still being McDonald's. Fascinating how they do it.
And that's something we'll keep talking about in the last part of this deep dive. The future of McDonald's, how they deal with all these new challenges, sustainability, health, all that.
The story's not over yet, always changing. That's the nature of things.
Okay, welcome back. Third and final part of our McDonald's journey. We've talked about ordering, we've talked about the cultural stuff.
Indeed, a thorough examination.
But now, gotta look ahead, right? What's next for McDonald's?
Ah, yes, gazing into the crystal ball. Always a tricky business.
The video we watched, it didn't really get into this part.
Right.
But there's all this talk about sustainability these days, people worried about health, wanting more plant-based options, big changes happening in food.
Absolutely. It's a whole new landscape for the fast food industry. McDonald's, they can't just ignore that.
So how do they, keep up? Can a place known for Big Macs suddenly become like the healthy choice?
Well, to be fair, they have started making moves, sourcing ingredients differently, trying to reduce waste, and you are seeing more plant-based stuff on the menu now.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, right? Burgers and fries going veggie. But it shows, people want different things now.
They do. Consumers are much more aware. Where's my food coming from? How's it impacting the planet? McDonald's has to pay attention to that if they want to stay in the game.
It's not enough to just, keep doing what they've always done.
No. You have to anticipate the next trend, the next shift. That's where the real challenge lies, I think.
So can they do it? Can McDonald's still be, innovative, surprise us?
I'd say why not? They've done it before. The drive-through, remember? Mobile ordering, all that was new once. I think we'll see more interesting food, new tech to make the experience better. And yeah, that focus on sustainability, doing things ethically, is going to be key.
It's almost fun to imagine, right? What will a McDonald's be like 20 years from now?
Who knows? Maybe we'll be designing our own burgers on some AI kiosk or getting fries delivered by drone.
That'd be something. But I guess no matter what, people still want that basic thing, right? Convenience, affordable food, a taste they know.
Exactly. The core of the experience, that likely won't change too much. No matter how fancy the tech gets, people still crave those familiar flavors, that sense of comfort.
I gotta say, this whole deep dive, it's really changed how I see McDonald's. Started off simple, just talking about how to order, but then we got into all this other stuff.
It's often the way, isn't it? The most ordinary things can lead to the most unexpected insights.
So next time any of us are at McDonald's, or any fast food place for that matter, it's worth thinking about, all the stuff we talked about. Language, culture, the future of food. It's all right there on your tray.
Well said. A simple meal, but a complex story behind it. That's the beauty of exploration, isn't it? Always more than meets the eye.
And on that note, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Until next time.